This afternoon, I also have the pleasure, it says the pleasure here, but in reality, it's a great honor to be able to introduce our keynote speaker today, an amazing Canadian, Charmaine Crooks, president of NGU Consultants. Charmaine is a member of the Order of Canada, a 5-time Olympian, Olympic silver medalist, and a globally recognized leader in sports advocacy. Charmaine was Canada's flag bearer at the opening ceremony of the 1996 Atlanta Centennial Olympic Games and was elected to the International Olympic Committee to serve on multiple commissions before being appointed Vice President of the World Olympians Association. Charmaine is director on several charitable and public sector boards and volunteers on the Canadian Olympic Committee, Canadian Soccer Association Executive Board, and the Organizing Committee for FIFA competitions. She also recently co-founded the 365 International Sports Foundation, dedicated to bringing communities together through sports. Please join me in giving Charmaine a warm welcome to BCIT.
Take it in, will you? Just take in this amazing moment that you're all celebrating here today with family, with friends, with faculty, with staff, with everyone. And just know that soon you will also be walking across the stage, just like others have before, at BCIT as graduates. What a proud moment this is for you and your entire families and everyone who is here celebrating your moment with you here today. But before you take onto the stage, just relish these final moments. I want you to relish what brought you here today. Reflected by your personal accomplishments. Reflected by all the people who have been part of your team from the very beginning to help you get here. Remember as well those times that you spent with friends, studying, challenging yourself. The times that you spent with families who encouraged you every day to get up and to keep doing what you're doing to cross that finish line. And remember those times spent here and the friendships that you've made, the friendships that will last forever, and the legacy that you will continue to leave when you leave here today. And also relish, as you will before you take this stage, the good times and also the bad times, of course, and how you've overcome that to be where you are and to be where you are heading. Now, as an Olympian, and as someone who has walked across a similar stage to get my own degree, I know about the nerves and excitement as you're sitting here waiting to grab hold of that diploma in your hand. And as one who has stood on the Olympic podium and other sports podiums throughout my almost 20-year career in the sport of track and competing for this great country of Canada, I can honestly say that today you are out of the blocks for that next lap of your life. And I can also tell you that before you even got on this stage, and before I even got on any podium that I've ever had the privilege of being part of because of the people who helped me there, it started with a dream. And that dream started first in my own family. And if you're like my family, you're one of the 6.7 million immigrants that came to Canada to call it home. And like the many whose hopes and dreams were to be created through education, and how education was the foundation that was going to open the doors to the opportunities that are right in front of you today. Education has always been that foundation for me and always been the hallmark of what it was to help with my contributions to Canada. So whether it was from a schoolgirl playing in the playgrounds, outrunning the boys, right, to a scholarship at university where I studied psychology, to competing against some of the best in the world south of the border, to competing against around the world with some of the best in the world, and to traveling and to being an advocate for sport, and then being elected to the International Olympic Committee and other organizations across Canada to help shape sport here and internationally. Sport and the Olympics has been my personal foundation. And now, as a business person and as a community volunteer, I can look back and reflect on that and how important those values of education and what they meant to me and everything I continue to do today. But it's through these timeless, universal lessons of sport that I want to connect with you all today before you take this powerful stage. I look at the lessons around dedication, being dedicated to your goals of achieving what you're doing, and this ongoing dedication to do what you love with the support of those around you. And I'm also reminded of that perseverance, sometimes not taking no for an answer, right? And sometimes looking ahead as you venture off into the world, and that same notion of perseverance, how even more important it's going to become. And learning from failure. You know, every race I ran, we didn't win any race, but we learned from every single opportunity. Learning how to regroup, how to refocus, how to re-energize. And those lessons are common, whether it's sport or in academics. And learning how to work with a team from different cultures, different organizations, and making that all part of what it really is to accomplish a goal together with those common values and those common vision. Does this sound familiar, guys? Can I hear a yeah? It sounds familiar? Just a little bit? Absolutely. And you know, that same focus and qualities that it took to be an athlete, and it still takes many of the Olympians and Paralympians who are doing that every day, are what is about that constant discovery that applies to any endeavor, including yours, like the one on this day. So in the beginning, I was also inspired by many role models. I saw role models who emulated what I wanted to do, just like how the role models who have walked past this stage also emulated. And really seeing them is all about wanting to be them. And others today will see you, and they'll want to be you. They will want to emulate the qualities that you have to inspire them. And through this leadership and through what you are doing today, becoming role models does have a great amount of responsibility. But I know that you, who will all have and are taking this baton, will relish that responsibility. Because BCIT is full of those who sat just where you are today and who continue to be fueled by the support that was provided to them by the amazing faculty, leaders, and staff who are joining us today. And thank you all as well. Now, speaking of teamwork, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of a team, both on and off the track. And it wasn't because of the coaches who told me that every day, that hard work and that doing those little things consistently, constantly, never stops when I left the track. And that sometimes it's painful, right? And sometimes it's doing those things that keep you away from doing the other things that you enjoy doing. And having to have done this throughout my academic career as well. And as with any endeavor, as I mentioned, it does start with a dream, but it must be fueled by the ongoing commitment to a plan that you have in place to cross that finish line. Now, all of my plans certainly didn't always work out, but from every single one of them, and you will find that you will grow and you will learn. And you can also learn by leaning on those. Learn and lean on those who can support you, who can nurture you, who can help you, and who can inspire you, and who can also remind you that you have the tools for success. You have the tools. You've earned it. And this is why you're here today. And education is one of those tools, but it's also a starting line. And this is what this day is about for you. So today, we celebrate, we take a victory lap, and we get ready for that next race. And it's no longer, oh, I could do it, or this is you, or what have you. This is about being the best that is yet to come. And I congratulate you all for what you have done. I want to leave you with 2 or 3 words and phrases that continues to drive me and help me through the lessons I've learned from sport. First one is about teamwork. You know, the teams that you will be on and are on, and look at this audience and look at us here today, are more diverse and inclusive than ever. And I couldn't be more excited about the tables that you will sit around and how those opportunities will make our world of the future even more inclusive. You'll be thriving in this fiercely competitive environment and trusting in yourself and your teammates that they will pass you the baton and they will run the strong leg of the team. So run that strong leg of the team with your teammates. And also recognize that success can be fleeting, and it's still all about redefining who you are and not being defined by other people's expectations or preconceived impressions of who they think you are or what you can or cannot do. That trust in yourself is what has brought you here today. That can-do attitude, and by working with the team, has been certainly a part of that. Secondly, to make a difference. You know, I've had the privilege of working alongside sport and helping to drive and impact changes. And I know that you will all go out and impact those changes in your own worlds as well. And there's no shortage of need in our own community where we can do that. So ask yourself, how can I make a difference? How can I be a champion for my community and to others, and service to others? I challenge you all as you move forward to give back and to make your community a better place to be. And make a difference in your workplace as well. And I know sitting here today are those of you who will bring fresh ideas, fresh innovation, and fresh ways of delivering even better futures ahead that you have inherited. And make a difference as leaders. You know, we already know that you are defining yourselves in your communities now, but there is so much more ahead, and I know that you are equipped to be able to do that. You're role models. You're role models to your families who have gathered here today. You're role models to BCIT, and BCIT thrives because you were here. So, this day is a result of your dream. This day is a result of your plan put into action. This day is about your team. Thank them. And this day is also about the fuel that will be the foundation for your next challenge ahead. Congratulations, and know that the best is yet to come. Thank you.